Well, we'll go out and take a look and see what the crops look like, poor as they are. Well, these beans really look spotty right here along the end. Looks like they're a little bit better out in the field as a whole. Look short, stumpy. One's missing in the rows. Usually they're a lot taller and more bushy. Let's get some pods here. And the beans don't look too shrivelly though, at least. These are green yet, as evidenced by they're fat looking. These are way no ready to combine, way too wet for that. Let's see more of the cattle over there. Dad was doing the pinto beans this past week. We'll go over there and see what the remnants of the field like are. I know he didn't quite get all of them because they weren't worth getting. Pinto beans are extremely short this year and all the pods were on the ground. As a result, there are a lot of what are called shatter loss beans laying on the ground because they went through the sickle and they turn brown from the sun. They're normally a tan color. Seems to be quite a few of them laying here, as you can see, although I can't see so well because this black and white monitor, they don't show up too good. You got to run the sickle right on the ground for the whole entire field. And we had problems like with this rock right here. Mom was out here and then hired Guy Eddie to throw rocks away from the combine as he went past. I don't know what all these chunks of dirt are out here. This field hasn't been disced yet, so I don't know what that is. Maybe it's mud off the tires from down below the hill back there, where it probably was pretty muddy. The section of field over there by the road never got combined because it really wasn't worth it. Probably a few beans over there now, and we'll walk over there and see what's left. Quite a few beans on the ground here. Unavoidably, wouldn't be surprised if half the beans in the field ended up out here because of this. Pods were right in the mud. We're over on the side here where it never got combined. It's right over there. Figured out what those chunks were we talked about earlier. Dad was spreading manure out here from the cattle yard yet, so it was just chunks of that. Kind of dried and it didn't quite look like it anymore. Looks like there was a lot of washing from rains. The ground is like a pancake back here. This never got combined, as you can see. This is about the worst section of the field. all the way up to the cemetery row there. You can see how the pods are just stuck into the ground. Suppose if someone wanted cooking beans, they could go out here and get a few. Go and get a few for, probably should collect them all for baked beans for Thanksgiving this year. Well, it is really windy. Well, we're going to take a hike over and look at the cornfield next. It's way over on the other side of that hill, so it'll take me a while to get over there. Better start off now. We're about halfway over to the field, standing on the ditch bank road. Wind has been picked up. Cornfield's right over there. These beans look about the same as the other field. They were a little bit better over on that edge. At least there aren't too many weeds in there. Or is that a patch right up there? What is that? Looks like a thistle patch maybe? There's a mud hole back over there. Well, let's head over to that cornfield. Hay was pretty poor this year as well. You only got one load off this entire field at last cut. The really green parts of the field that you can see aren't hay at all. It's actually pigeon grass and quackgrass and weeds. Most of the field got ruined by the wet weather. Here I am standing by the edge of the cornfield. You can see that, really see the drowned out areas after the corn has changed colors. Starting to get quite overcast now. At least the water level in the ditch isn't too high, unlike this earlier this year. Let's go check out the cornfield. You can tell this camera is about 5.5 feet or thereabouts off the ground. Being as how the corn isn't over the top of us, you can tell how short it is. Working our way down here. Ooh, look at all the huge cockleburs in here. Holy cats. Full of big stickers too. They're all green. Yeah. Should have chopped these suckers out of here. There are about 1 billion burrs on them. See if we can't get around them. Seems like there's a lot of them out. Holy cats. Look at them suckers down the row there. Wonder if we can get around this patch. Looks a little bit cleaner up here, but it's still full of big cockleburs. You see how short the corn is. Should be way over my head. And quite a few lamb's quarters in here as well. Maybe if we work our way up the hill it'll get taller due to the drier ground supposedly this summer. I'm trying to dodge these cocklebur bushes here. Gosh darn it. Corn doesn't seem to be getting any taller as we move up the hill. If I don't trip over something. Well, this corn is pretty pathetic looking, actually. We're cresting the hill now, and it didn't get any taller. That's the way we just came. Well, let's find a cob here and see what it looks like. Whoa, I'll lose my balance. That little stumpy sucker. It's very wet. It also has that crunchy feeling about it that indicates it isn't quite mature, and yet the plant has died. Should be able to, oh, these kernels are really wet. This stuff here, you'd have to super dry it and it'd shrivel up to nothing. Let's bust this in half, and if I can. There we go. Imagine most of this field looks like this. Yeah, see this kernel here? I just smushed it with my fingernail. Just greener than hell. Well, I suppose it's time for us to head out of this field. Let's get going. About halfway out of the cornfield, I thought I'd just stop and take a little pan here. So you're showing how much taller I am than the corn. See if the cobs are here any better. All down by the ground too, aren't they? Just picking one at random here. Well, it's only about yay long. Usually they're about this much longer. They haven't even fallen over yet. Normally the cobs fall over and hang upside down, showing you how green they are. Well, this one is really wet. It feels almost like, as Dad would say, a roasting ear in there. That isn't even fully dented, see? You just stick your fingernail right into that. They're just green. Look at the milk squirt out of that. Hope you can see that on the camera there. That's just pathetic. You can't use anything. Put that in a silo, the water will be running out the bottom. Well, let's get going. Check out that bank of trash down there. Corn stalks and stuff left over from last year. Tells you how long there was water standing down there. It washed all that stuff up along the edge. These beans over here aren't any better than any of the others. They look pretty thin and cruddy. According to Dad, they normally get, what, 30-40 pods on each stalk. Now, you go to count those and sure as hell don't look like you'd get that many. I don't know, we're going to get them silo pipes up tonight, and the wind is increasing and increasing. It's a good thing I was on the silo when I was. I wouldn't want to be up there now.